Hello friends, this video is about solo hit on T1 defense. Guys, till right now I have posted few videos where the outcome was critical so that you guys can know if you have the that number of T1 and player is having the that kind of the buff, then what you have to do. Even on the rally I have showed the critical outcome. Now in this particular video guys, I will show the one or two solo reports where hit is happening from the big players 7 million plus mark size so that you guys can know how exactly T1 is performing against the big buff players. Because guys, I thought that I showed the critical outcome, but at the same times guys, many of you might not be there into the big alliances or might be there into the new servers, so you might not be aware how exactly T1 right now is performing against the those new levels or against those new bigger mark size. So let me show it to you guys. Now firstly guys, let me start from the ground hit. With almost around the 7.6 million mark size, or I will say almost around or nearby the 8 million mark size. So here you guys, you can see it, 7.6 million mark size. This is what other player is losing and this is what I'm losing when I have the 800 million above T1 with the T1 T2 combination, right? Let me show it to you guys. The buff is the 3000 plus. It's not like it's the 4000 buff player, and this is the K44 player. And guys, these are the my buffs. I used to had the 6 subsidies, but right now I have the 7 subsidy. So I have improved a little bit on my debuff. That is hugely important in terms of what kind of the outcome you're going to get, right? So these are my debuffs, these are my buffs, and these are the enemy buffs, right? And Mars size is almost coming around the 8 million, right? And let me show you guys the how exactly he's using his Mars pretty efficiently. I will say no mistake at all from T15 to below, right? Multiple layers to make the as critical as hit as possible, right? Let me show you guys my layers, right? As usual, those some ground some caps layers, right? In bottom these are my T1 and now these are my T2. And if as such guys you will look at the T1 and T2, then you will see that the hardly any damage is there or hardly I'm losing any T1 or T2, right? So usually the most of the damage that is coming up is because of the ground layers and the caps layer that I'm using in my defense, right? And this is the outcome that is coming up. Now guys, let me tell you the one more thing, that this outcome is only for the player those have the these kind of the layer as I mentioned in my previous video guys. Those who are ghosting their higher tier caps and even their higher tier grounds, because right now guys in the games I know many players are using the good quantity of T1s. They're doing the flat refine. Those players who have the good quantity of grounds as well, caps as well, archers as well, even the siege as well, right? So guys, if you are the one of those player and your percentage buff is not much high, those are suppose around the 1300 1400% buff player, if you are, then I will say guys, usually avoid the hit from the that much Mars size player where the buffs even around the 3000 plus, right? And the reason is why guys, because these player will strip off all of your ground layers, even all of your caps layer from top to bottom, right? And if in case guys you don't have the T1, then you might get one shot, but if you have the good quantity of T1 with flat refines, then you will still lose your you know ground layers and the caps layer, and you will lose the power in terms of how much ground and caps you actually have, right? So you might lose in the billions if in case you have the good quantity of ground and caps, right? But for those players who ghosting all the ground and the caps higher tier and only leaving the layers, for the defense, then not no issue at all. You can easily defend it. And even against the 3800 4000 are buff against players, you have the that kind of the T1, you can easily take the hit guys, no issue at all, right? Now guys, apart from it, let me show it to you the archer hit as well. Now how exactly the archers are performing. Now this is the guys, the archer hit 7.2 million, or I would say the 7.3 million mark size from the K44 player, right? And buff is around the 3400% plus is the buff, right? And these are the buff guys. Now with those players who have the more subsidies guys, easily you can have the bigger debuff, and obviously you will have the much better outcome, right? But those players who have the 6 or might be the 7 subsidies, these are the debuff that you can easily manage. And this is the outcome guys that I would say the most of the non-coiner can easily have it, right? And those who have the little spending within the game, low coiners, I will say you can easily maximize your debuffs guys, and even many other things also you can maximize, right? And can change the outcome, right? And or I would say that you can have the better outcome. Otherwise, even from the archer hit guys, right now this is the, I will say, the 700 plus million T1 and T2 combination is there, right? So these are the T1 and T2 guys, 620 million something T1 and the 100 million something T2. So if in case guys you have the bigger quantity 1 billion something, then even you can improve this outcome pretty efficiently, right? The more T1s you will have, automatically this outcome will be improved, right? Otherwise, even around the that much T1, you can have this kind of the outcome and can remain easily positive even against the Archer March as well. Those are almost around the 3400 plus, right? 7 million plus March size, right? Now let me show you guys how the march actually look like guys. It is the pretty efficient march. Even the small layers is okay, right? Coming from the T15, T14, going below, you know, so that the hit can be as hard as possible, right? There is no mistake in the layering as well, right? And apart from it, what we have in our defense, all those small layer as I mentioned in my lot of the videos, right? And below T1, T2. So this is about the guys archer hit, right? Even apart from it, guys, I have the few reports from the same player. He was using the, I would say, the multiple layered where the lower tier archer were more focused pretty efficiently and was generating the pretty good outcome in terms of the positive negative. For lower tier archer hit guys, I will make the some other video because so many if and but scenarios are there even within that. But as of now, you can see the even higher tier troops when they are hitting, what kind of the outcome is coming up. As such, no critical hit is happening if you have at least that kind of the T1 against the player, those who have the 7 million plus mark size, right? So guys, I think, yep, this is it regarding the solo hit guys. I just want to share the few reports so that many of you can understand that those who were not aware how exactly T1 is performing against the solo hit from the big players. It's perfectly fine as long as it is solo hit. Even if the rally size one or two players are there, still I don't see any problem if you have the good quantity of T1s. But multiple player rally guys, obviously do avoid why to take the risk, right? So many factors are there within the rally, but why to take the risk? And apart from it, guys, those 4000% buff players, solo hit from those players, I will, post in my upcoming videos. Even for those, no issue at all. If you have the good T1s, good debuffs are there, right? So, yep, guys, I think this is it for this particular video. And thank you, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. And bye bye for now.